As an adult, we don't know everything. Even though we feel like there's a lot that we know, but we still don't know everything. And one of the most challenging reveals that we search for in this life, when we're on that path, when we're within that or walking in that mindset, is our destiny, our purpose. Destiny and purpose is hand in hand, but I always thought of purpose. I never really thought of destiny. And I just want to tell you that you're a part of my destiny. And you revealed that to me, is how they feel about you. Good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. I am Mystic Alchemy. Thank you for being here. So, this person is in this space of deep reflection, and this is exactly what they needed for their entire life. They've needed this time, but they didn't necessarily know to take this time for themselves until they met you. This is also somebody who was speeding. You know, the intentions may have been, I just heard may have had a deformity. Okay, I'm getting that the intentions could have initially began as selfish, like selfish intent. Okay, and that's just because this person was in survival mode, just trying to do it, you know, just trying to get through it, just trying to keep money in their pocket, just trying to make sure that they could provide for themselves, because things got tough, right? And they forgot to be grateful. It feels like they skipped past that a little bit. They forgot to show gratitude because they were they were in too deep, you know. That's what it feels like. They got around a crowd that may have been a bit vain, detached from self, you know, attached to worldly things that really are frivolous, don't mean much. But many people give worldly things high value when that's the least, that it should be the least of worries. I'm not saying don't take care of yourself, look good, clean, you know, have yourself together. I'm not saying that. You could do all that as long as you know what matters the most, though. And this person kind of had that a little skewed. It was skewed because of who they had around them. Who one has around them represents them. You know that saying, birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, because if you have a friend and you don't like call them out for wrongs, you're not a real friend. That's just how I feel. I feel like that's not a real friend. Not unless you're on that same type of time and you think it's cool. But if you see your friend doing something crazy and you don't say something to help them get back on track, then you're not a real friend. That's just how I feel. Because you know that your friend is putting themselves in danger. Why would you co-sign on that? That sounds crazy to me. But they had people like that around them that was just co-signing, doing things off the strength of benefit for them as well. Okay, the clouds are moving fast right now. They're moving much faster than normal, like they got somewhere to go for real. Okay, but anyway, that just distracted me. This person is in this space where they were able to see a certain aspect of themselves that they didn't know was there. They didn't realize it because their intentions were distorted a little. I interject. They had a lot of energy around them that was interjecting and then being able to slow down and see what is important, because this person has the ability to see. They do. It's just, it was the distractions. It was the people. It was the influence around them, in which they probably didn't even think about being influenced. They didn't see themselves as being influenced the way that but they were very influenced by those around them, even as an adult. And in life, every step we take brings us to a realization about which direction that we should go in. However, if our intentions are distorted because of those around us, we can quickly reroute a path that was, or we could detour from a path that was meant for us off the strength of trying to appear to be a certain way for those around this person. So they could have gotten caught up in that as well, because that's kind of what it feels like. Okay, it feels like they got to a certain level in their life where they could have been doing much better than they were before, and that lifestyle comes with many things, many luxuries, many things to spoil them and make them feel powerful. And not to say that they're not powerful, but there's more. There was so much more that they weren't seeing because the quality of people around them, the quality of the people was too low. It wasn't good quality people. Good quality people, they guide you in the right direction. The people around them, a lot of them didn't guide them in the right direction. They guided them towards the direction of their own selfishness, if I relayed that properly. Like the individuals that gave them any guidance, it was for selfish purposes or just for the clout, for the look of it, is what I'm getting. Now, this person interacting with you, it's like you set them down, not in a disrespectful way, but you set them down in a space where they needed to sit down so they could look at themselves and recognize what they actually have inside of them, because they were forgetting about the magic within them. People hear magic and they think it's like not real. They think it's just fairy tales. Why do you think they kept on showing us all this magic in these Disney movies and all that? Y'all know that these movies have validity to it, and that's the way that we are given what's really happening around us. It's in those movies and these shows that we be watching be the truth. They just wrap it up into fiction. So, yes, we transform things all the time from an idea to reality. That's magic. Anytime you transform something from one thing to another, that's magic. Hello? That's why my name is Mystic Alchemy, because I know how to do it. It's magic. It's just that you have to put work in. That's all. If you don't put that work in, you're not going to see the results. You won't see the results if you don't put the work in. To do. They know they can't be lazy. They're not allowed to. You can't allowed to be lazy with such ability. No. You have work to do. At least that's how God talked to me. Do God talk to y'all like that? No, you got work to do. You have things to do. You're not here for no reason. And it's the same thing for many of you who choose to accept. You choose to accept what you've been given. Yeah, you have a lot of work to do, in which we all do, but many reject, and that's just on them. But this person, they didn't reject. They accepted the challenge, in which is a challenge for themselves to improve their circumstances, emotionally, physically, psychologically, on all levels. Them walking into your life or you walking into theirs has given them a different kind of abundance that they know they didn't have before you. They know they didn't have that before you because no one else around them carried that. Nobody had that to give it to them. And that's why God placed you in their path so that they could see, because they was about to go some other way that was not favorable. And that's usually how God works. It's not, okay, what's that? He's not always there when you call, but God is always on time. It's so true. It's so true. And when you least expect it, somebody come out of nowhere and do a thing for you that you actually need, and you wasn't even trying to, at that point where you need something or something's going on and you looking for something and you just like, you know what? I'm not looking no more. I need to take a break because I'm tired. I Look, I need a break. That's all I'm saying. And then God just put it in front of you, like, here, you showed me that you put that work in. So now you are going to be one to receive what you need. But I just need to know you put that work in, so I know that you're learning. I can't have you sitting here not learning anything, because that's not what I gave you this life for. I didn't give you this life to not learn. That's not what I do. That's not my plan, because how is that going to help our collective consciousness? How is that going to help us, right? Because we're working together. How will that help us if I don't challenge you? You will never know what you're meant to know, because your life is purposeful and you have a destiny. And there's times where, yes, you are going to have to go through things so you can learn from them. They're not meant to hurt you. They're meant to help you. If you would just take it that way and stop complaining, for those who like to complain. Okay? This is those conversations. This is the conversation with God. This is a conversation with the spirit realm about your spirit, about you taking care of your own spirit. Because only you can take care of it. God could guide you, but you have to be the one to take the action, because this is your life. Okay, so this person being around you, they were able to see their destined place because you revealed it to them through normal conversation and through you genuinely telling them about your perspective that they actually have within them, but it was dormant because they had forgotten about who they are. That's why I feel like it's so important for us to make sure that you tell your brother and sister who you see that they are. When you see their gift, because a lot of people, they don't know what their gifts are. So if you see something special in somebody, tell them. Tell them. I will always say that. Tell them. Because as soon as you tell them, you can help them to activate. Once they activate, then they can help others. And then this is how abundance goes round. Energetic abundance now, not financial. That comes along with the territory. It starts with the energy. It always starts with the energy. If the energy bad, everything else gonna be bad. That's just it. But if the energy is good, we moving in the right groove. We moving in the right groove is what I want to say. I was gonna say we making the right moves, but grooving in the right groove came out. So yes, this person loves you dearly because they were looking. They were still looking, and that's a part of our life. We all go through that. We looking, we walking, we doing what we think we should. We doing what makes sense. We're doing what makes us a little bit of cash, a lot of cash. However we got to do the thing, we do it so that we can care for ourselves and care for our families, right? But in the midst of that, it is meant for you, and it's meant for you and your person to also tap into their soul and what their soul is attracted to. As soon as you do that and you're true to yourself and you follow your soul's cry, your soul's desire, no matter if it's art, if it's written word, spoken word, listen, whatever it is, when you go in a direction in which your soul is telling you, you cannot go wrong because your soul is connected to your intuition. And your intuition is like, how can I say? I just heard something. Your intuition is the seller to your Akashic records. I ain't never heard that before, but I heard it today. We heard it together. This is what happened when you let spirit speak through you. Channel. Talk. Sit outside and talk. Yeah. Might just be you and the trees. Talk. Think. Talk. Think and talk. Talk and think. Even if it's to yourself. You think it's to yourself, but it's not. You're talking to the universe. You're talking to spirit. You're talking to God. God will respond if you give God a chance to. And this is what this person experienced through you. Now they're starting to connect to the source on their own because, let me see, you showed them where their plug is at. You show them where their plug is at. They got the plug now. They can use it. Yes. Yes. Appreciate the plug. Show the plug some love. Show the plug some love. Love makes the world go around. When we figure that out, we'll all be much happier. Let me tell you. Okay, so this person has found happiness in the simple fact that they know that they were floundering a bit. It was a bit of a flounder, and they was telling themselves that it was cool, money's still coming through, it's fine, everything's good. However, they knew deep down inside that something was off, and they didn't feel it though until they connected with you, and you revealed exactly what they needed to see at the right time. Okay? So yeah, you were the catalyst to a dark night of the soul for this person, because in order to jump over this type of hurdle, the lights got to go out. They do. They have to go out. And the fire has to come. They got to feel the fire. Okay, so that's it for this message. I'm going to leave it there. If this is a energy that you deem as suitable to walk with you on your spiritual journey, drop it down in the comments below. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're feeling my vibe, especially if this message does resonate with you. To book a healthy conversation, visit www.milkhoneyRose.org. Also, join the membership here on YouTube for additional content. I did post the video yesterday evening, so it is available. Join so you can gain access, darling. I'll see you in the next one.